Hello and welcome to this first episode of Folly Fog. My name is Tom and this week we're going to be looking at the Tsunami 24 RDA by GeekVapes. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'm not going to do a long unboxing video, we'll just take a quick look at what's inside. So the RDA that I bought is the one with the window where you can see the coil inside. It comes in this plastic case. It's okay, pretty good. Nothing wrong with it. It's not scratched like I've seen some others. So let's take this lid off, just see what's inside. So we'll pop this out. It actually comes with 3 different drip tips, I believe. And it has got a candy style airflow. Kind of cool that you can see the posts inside there. Let's unscrew this drip tip. Let's take a look inside. It's got vertical air holes. It's supposed to help with the leaking, not leaking, I should say. And I have heard that this is incredibly difficult to get off. I'm using the Kanga sub box. I am going to be getting the smoke alien mod. There you go. Pop that off. Nice machine. No jagged edges on there. Top of the posts look a bit strange, but 2 O-rings, Tsunami logo just along there. So you have actually got the option to just use a single coil in here as well. And on this at the moment I'm using the Limo 3. It is a tank, rebuildable tank atomizer. Kind of like it. Airflow's incredible. Really good. Anyway, we're talking about the Tsunami. So that's the actual RDA itself. Let's go ahead, open this box inside here. On the back you've got a scratch and check panel just to check the product's authenticity, just there. It's a RDA 14.2 wide bore Delrin drip tip, an SS510 drip tip and a diagonal Delrin drip tip. There is a 510 adapter, so you can use your existing 510 drip tips on there if you prefer. Let's just go ahead, open this little section. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so normally when you buy an RDA you just get a little screwdriver. This actually is a 3-way little tool here with 2 hex keys and a Phillips head screwdriver. Quite a wide bore there. That's the 14.2 mil wide Delrin drip tip. This is the SS510 drip tip, and the one that's already on there is the other Delrin drip tip, but it's angled, kind of a cone pyramid shape. And inside here, bag of goodies, some spare O-rings, extra grub screws, the drip tip adapter, and also you get your hollow squonk box center pin, center positive pin, which I think is really cool. I don't have a squonk box, but it's nice to know that if I ever do buy one, I can use this RDA with it. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at what's actually in the box. So in my hand we have the 14.2mm wide Delrin drip tip. Feels kind of cheap, to be honest. It's plastic, which is fine. I actually do prefer plastic a lot of the time, but it feels very thin. Feels like the threads could probably get cross-threaded quite easily. We'll see. This is the 12.5mm 510 drip tip. This is just a snap-on with an O-ring or push-on. On the tank itself is the 14.5mm diagonal Delrin drip tip. So you can see it's cone-shaped. You can see that. Let's just screw that back on. Again, this is plastic, and they're quite large threads. The threads don't feel the best, so it goes on smooth enough. It's okay. Okay, and there you can see the window. Now I did wonder, obviously when you're vaping it creates a cloud of steam basically, and looking at some other reviews of this product, basically as soon as you start vaping this thing, the window just fogs up, you can't see a thing. So it's a cool feature, and I love the way they advertised it by there's a macro shot of a coil glowing inside there, and it did look amazing, but obviously by the look of it it's probably not going to be the most practical thing in everyday use, but it's just a nice feature to have. This deck is exactly the same as the other 24 RDA by GeekVape, the Tsunami 24. The only difference is this window here. Okay, I've had to put it back on my battered Kangatech Subbox Mini just to pull this top cap off. Taking a look at what's inside, we've got a Velocity style deck. So we've got 2 posts, grub screws coming in from the sides, either side. I said there are spare grub screws, but one thing I did like about this is the grub screws, I believe, have been heat treated. They've had some sort of surface treatment. So whereas normally you can easily round off these grub screws with your Allen key, apparently these should be a little bit stronger. Let's just take this off. Okay, going back to this vertical airflow, you can see here and here we've got 2 holes either side. Now your coils are going to sit right above those, same as any other sort of airflow that comes in from the side, and the airflow obviously goes through there, and there's your main airflow port there, another one on the other side. Yeah, these are quite wide airflow, should be pretty good. So yeah, when you're wicking, you just tuck your wicks either side of the air holes. Make sure you're obviously not covering the air holes, and you should be able to put plenty of juice in there without worrying about any spill coming from the deck and going back down through these airflow holes. Plenty of spare room inside there. So I'm going to do a quick build on this, and I'm going to see how it works. But I'm just going to build some standard coils. Now, this being the only old mod that I've got at the moment, I'm going to have to stick above 0.3 ohms resistance, or it's not going to fire. So to be honest, I've got a good place. I've been building 0.5 ohm coils on there, 0.4, 0.3. It's all fine for me at the moment. So we'll just see how this performs at around 0.3 ohms, hopefully. And we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I'm back and I've built my coil, wicked, and I've juiced it up with some loaded s'mores e-liquid by Ruthless. The only canthal that I have at the moment is 24 gauge, mostly due to obviously not being able to build anything below 0.3 ohms at the moment. So I've actually done 6 wraps of 24 gauge on a 3mm drill bit, and I've actually spaced, the coil's actually spaced, it's not packed together, it's spaced to fit over the airflow holes. I did have a bit of a problem wicking this, and I do think I've probably used a bit too much cotton down in the wells on either side. I think I packed it a little bit tightly, but we'll see how it vapes anyway. So we'll line up these air holes, dual coil, so we'll line up the air holes. So we'll start, I like a good airflow, so I'll start with them fully open. I've put the Delrin drip tip on top of here, and like I said, those threads, it's very sticky. So yeah, it is a little bit funny to get on. I mean, even there now, just with one twist, it starts to get a little bit stiff. So it does feel like you're cross threading it. I don't think I have. It feels okay, but like I said, I'm not a fan of that the plastic screw-on drip tip. That's for sure. So let's have a go on this. I've come out. This only goes to 1 decimal place on the ohm reading. It is reading a 0.3. Now I'm going to start it off at 30, 35, 34 watts, and we'll just see what happens. So let's have a go. I think I can go quite a lot higher. Let's go straight to 40. Much better at 40. Much better. More flavour. This, because of the it's quite a short distance using this Delrin drip tip to the coil, so there is some heat coming off there. But I mean, it's okay. We'll try again. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely flavors. I haven't even... There's flavors in that I haven't tasted using my Kanga sub-tank mini. I have been building coils on this. It is a single coil. It's a tiny build deck. It is a nightmare to get in. I did manage to get a 0.3 ohm twisted coil using my 24 Canthal in there. It's very, very close to the post, but I did manage to squeeze it in there, and it's been fine. But the airflow is nowhere near the airflow on this Tsunami. Let's try one more. Yeah, that's really good. I'm gonna drip some more juice on you. I'm gonna unscrew this and try it through the middle. Okay, I decided to take the top cap off just in case. So let's just drip some more juice, saturate these coils and these wicks. Now, the first time I did this, I will admit, despite me saying that this has got a deep well, I did manage to get some juice in the airflow holes. My bad. It's nothing wrong with the deck itself. It's just that glass dripper is just a nightmare. So pop this back on. We'll stay at 40. Try again. Yeah, it's good. Let's crank it up to 45. Yeah, it's on the edge. 45, I think, is on the edge at this 0.3 build. On my Kanga sub-tank, and I usually vape that between 28 to 32 watts on a single coil, and I find that works perfectly for me, especially with the extra height you get off that 510 drip tip. It doesn't heat up anywhere near as fast, and I can get a good airflow through it, and I like to vape quite cool. I don't normally like too hot a vape. But yeah, the flavors definitely better in here. So I'll knock it down to, I've taken it down, take it below 40. We'll try 38 and yeah, it's a little bit, that's too cool. I think around 40 on this dual coil build is pretty good. I think sticking between 40, 43 maybe a good idea. I could be wrong, but you know, for me, airflow wide open. We'll try closing it down in a second and try it at 40 and see what it's like. Yeah, I think 40 is the sweet spot. I'll close the airflow down a little, about halfway. Try this. Flavor's okay. It's not fantastic. It's not the best flavor, but it's okay. It's all right. I think I'll open it back up. Yeah, it's definitely. Oh, it does chuck some clouds. I think 40 is the sweet spot. Airflow wide open. Dual coil at 0.3 ohm. 0.3 ohm on a. I think it works. I think that works really nicely for me. Yeah, not bad. So yeah, yeah, I'd rate this. It's a good price point. I actually picked it up from UK eSig for $25.99, I think. Yeah, $25.99, including shipping, which is decent. You can get it cheaper than that, but shipping costs, you know, and all that. So yeah, I'd recommend it as for a new time builder. It's a decent tank. It's got quite a lot of deck space. I mean, I've had to space my 24 gauge out to cover the air holes, so you could probably fit some really tidy builds in here. So yeah, that's the Tsunami 24 RDA by GeekVapes. Go and get it. It's a great little RDA for at a good price point. First time users maybe. Yeah, try it out. It's great. Bye.